Hello and welcome to Cooking the Books with Heather. Today we are going to be working from Dory Greenspan's Around My French Table, and we are going to be making her Cheez-it-ish crackers. My family loves Cheez-its, and I was looking for something a little interesting, a little special to make for Thanksgiving, for like a little snacky thing to have before the actual dinner when people are arriving. And I thought I would go ahead and make these. It makes about 50 crackers. So we'll have plenty to try today and then save for Thursday. It's now Sunday. They should last in an airtight container, but if they get a little bit stale or a little bit soft, I'll just refresh them in the oven before. We'll try them out before that, see if they need that. But I'm also going to cut a few corners because I'm just feeling a little bit lazy. I have my cheese here. I'm using gruyère because I love it. You could also use Comté or Emmental, and it's supposed to be grated. we're going to use this later, and I just decided I'm going to just break it up in the food processor. I may regret this. We'll see. So I'm going to do that first, though. That's fine to me. Looks good. I didn't read the instructions, so excuse me. I hope my editor put out that whole concentration face while I was looking at the book. So I've got my cheese, and now I'm going to add my butter, which has been cut into different pieces or smaller pieces just to sort of give it a head start. It's cold just from the refrigerator. And then we're also going to add salt. I've got kosher salt. We're going to add white pepper. She says freshly ground. I ain't got that. I don't keep white pepper, but I do have it in a bag pre-ground, so it's fine. This makes me sneeze more than regular pepper. And then I would have loved to use Aleppo pepper here, but I apparently am out. So I'm going to use just a pinch. So this is even less than I used of the white pepper, of cayenne. Just give it a little bit of heat. So we're going to pulse that until it makes sort of uneven bits and kind of small curds, which shouldn't be difficult. There we go. That looks okay to me. And now we're going to add all of the flour. I've pre-measured this flour, and we're going to pulse it again. So we're not getting the curds that she says sometimes, excuse me. She says sometimes you will pulse and never get curds. In that case, just process for a minute so that everything is as moist as possible. So I'm just gonna process it for about a minute. Interestingly enough, now we are getting a little bit more of a curd situation. So I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer. I think that's probably good. We have, hopefully you can see in there, we have what looks kind of like a dough coming together. So that's done. And now we are supposed to turn it out onto our work surface. So let me get all this stuff out of my way. So I am going to take my blade out, scrape down the sides, and turn all of this out onto my clean work surface. Does not say to have flour it or anything. And knead it gently until it comes together. Honestly, it is pretty together. All right, now I'm going to divide my dough in half, approximately. Make each half a disc and wrap it in plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour or up to 3 days. So we will see you in an hour-ish when we are ready to bake these. Our dough has been resting in the refrigerator for probably about 2 hours now. I probably should have gone with a slightly larger piece of plastic for wrapping because we do need to roll these between 2 sheets of plastic or wax paper. I'm just going to go with the plastic. And we're trying to get these to a scant 1/4 inch thick. I always have a hard time starting with dough that's been in the refrigerator, so it kind of annoys me when they have to be refrigerated. Some of it's a little thin, some of it's a little thicker. I have a round cookie cutter, about, she says, 1.25 inches. Use whatever you like. Cut them into squares if you prefer. And I'm just going to cut as many of these circles as I can out of this dough. It made about 20, a little more than 25. The whole, like I said, the whole batch is supposed to make 50, so that's seems about right. And we're going to put these on a parchment lined baking tray, leaving 1 inch, she said a scant inch between them. So it looks like I will get 5 by 7, so about 35. I'm going to gather up all this extra dough to re-roll with the second batch, with the re-roll from the second batch, so not added to the second batch. But so I'm going to wrap up these scraps and stick them in the refrigerator just to rest again. And push them together. Seems like still a lot of dough. And I'm going to get my other batch out to roll to fill up this pan. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven for 14 to 17 minutes or until they're lightly golden and firm to the touch. So we're going to set it for 14 and check. My oven is at 350 degrees. So fingers crossed. And I'm going to get out another baking tray, line it with parchment, and keep going. One thing, if you do not use a second tray, she does say to make sure that your tray is cool before you put the crackers on them. You just don't want them to start cooking on the bottom with a hot baking tray. But okay. This is what they look like after 14 minutes. Some of them, oh, they're pretty firm to the touch. I'm going to call that done. So I'm going to go ahead and put my other batch in there. They're definitely brown around the edges. Some of them are not super firm to the touch, but only a few. So I'm going to call it done. I don't want to burn them. Put the other ones in for 14 minutes. I'm going to take a few off the hot tray, the darker ones, and let my family try them. Let them cool a little bit and let my family try them. Then I'll let you know what we think. I think that'll be nice and crunchy when it is cooler. It tastes like the cheese that we used. It's buttery. A little salty. There's not any extra heat in there. I didn't put too much cayenne in. So if you want some more, if you want it to have a little bit of heat, you can put a little bit more than I did. I like it. Let me see what my family thinks. This was a really easy recipe to put together using the food processor, and I don't think that anything went wrong because I did not grate the cheese before I put it in the food processor. So that was great. Super easy. Didn't have to get out the box grater that, you know, has made me bleed multiple times. My husband likes cheese straws better than these because they are a little spicier. So if you like cheese straws, you can use some more cayenne or Aleppo pepper, anything that you like in there. You can experiment and make it a little bit spicier. I prefer these because I really like gruyere and it's a good flavor. For me, my children, or at least one of my children, likes these better than cheese straws because she does not like things spicy. So that's good. Anyway, I think it'll be great. We'll get the final verdict at Thanksgiving when we share these. So if you've enjoyed watching me make this, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and come back and watch me make something else next week.